Day 28. Y'all are 4 weeks into your carnivore lifestyle. Are you fired up? Hey, today we are going to do a little different video. Today we're going to recap a little bit. You're 4 weeks in. That means you've had 4 solid weeks. Hopefully, no cheating, staying strong, doing great on the carnivore diet. And I'm going to be cooking a T-bone tonight, just for the fun of it. I thought I'd go ahead and talk while while I'm preparing my meal for the day. One of the tips that we gave early on is how you can do carnivore cheap. This right here is about a pound of meat. Bought it for $5.97 a pound when it was on sale with a digital deal. Again, I'm in Texas. Not those deals don't come around all the time, but carnivores help each other by posting great deals. And I just saw one the other day. Papa Carnivore let us know in Florida they had T-bones on sale for $3.97 down there. Yeah, I was in Florida somewhere. So reach out, find out where the deals are. If you haven't, watch my episode on how to keep carnivore less expensive, and I give you some tips and tricks in there. So today I just want to talk about some recap before we get the steak on, and go through a few different reminders and a few things you may have missed. In the details, the show notes of all of these videos, I have put links into everything that we've done. I've done a video now. We're on day 28, so 28 videos, and then one more counting the introduction. It's been a lot of work, but it's stuff that I've learned over the last 2 years, and I've actually really enjoyed doing this project, and I hope it was beneficial to you guys. But if you missed one, if you missed something, in every one of the show notes, there's all the details of everything included in this 30-day challenge, and there's a tip or trick for all 30 days. If you missed something, you can go back. The links are in there. Click on that and watch it. I would encourage you to. And then some of the, especially some of these last ones, may not be applicable at this stage of your carnivore journey, but later on, it'll make more sense, and you may want to go back and revisit some of these. So I hope you'll continue to watch. One of the most important videos was the one about community, and I highly, highly encourage y'all to get in a community. That is a great place to be able to ask questions, get opinions, throw some ideas or thoughts out there, and just get involved. The encouragement you gain in a community is essential. So, are you going to maintain this? That's my question for today. You're 28 days in, got a few days left in our challenge, and the question is, what do we do from here? So I wanted to go back and do a little bit of some refreshers, and then get you thinking over the next 2 days, is this something you're going to continue past 30 days? I expect most of you have seen some incredible results so far, and you're feeling great, and you're wondering, if I feel this good after 30 days, how much better will I feel after 90 days? So I would encourage you to keep digging in, keep doing the research, and let's see how good you feel in 90 days. Let's take the next challenge. Let's go to that next level and see where you go from here. Before I get into the reminders and the recap, I want to just talk about how I cook my steaks, because I have tried, obviously, cooking steaks for 2 years now. I have tried several different methods, and I love a lot of different methods. When I went to Chicago on this last Chicago meetup, Dr. Kiltz, who's incredible, was so kind to bring me back a steak from a steakhouse they went out to eat. Wow. That's good. Thank you, Dr. Kiltz.
Always my pleasure to feed a lion.
Yes. Thanks for bringing it home in the cargo, Adam.
Oh, man.
Precious cargo.
Yes. Oh. And it was one of the best steaks I've ever eaten. So I'm working on trying to come something close to that particular steak. That's the method I'll be doing today. And honestly, I haven't perfected it yet, but I'm working on it. So we'll see how it turns out. I love it on the smoker and then searing it. I love it. I've got a sous vide. I've tried sous videing them that way. Amazing. A whole bunch of different ways you can cook your steaks. Air fryer is fantastic, especially when I'm on the go. Air fryer. I cook a steak 7-8 minutes, ready to go. Lunch, dinner, no time at all. So lots of different ways. If you stay on our channel, I'll continue to put some other videos about how I prepare my steaks and how I prepare food, because there's a lot of different methods, and I know it can get expensive if you get all the toys and equipment to do everything. So you may find something that you love. Air fryer was a real simple one early on for us, that we cooked most of our steaks in the air fryer. Real quick, real simple. All right, one thing when you're trying to get, if you're doing a charcoal or a type of grill like this, you want to have, and you're trying to get heat, you want vents fully open. So I've got that bottom vent open. I've got the top vent completely open. I want to get some good oxygen going through there, and you're going to see this temperature gauge get real hot real quick. That's what we're going for before we throw the steak on. All right, while we're waiting for the temperature to get up on that, one of the most important reminders that I wanted to go back, if you didn't see, go back and watch, I believe it was day 5, the Carnivore Experts video. There are so many incredible experts. I learned so much on my journey from watching other YouTube channels, and so many good doctors. And I go over that in our experts, but Dr. Chafee, Dr. Baker, Dr. Kiltz, great channels like Kerry at HomesteadHow. There's so many excellent ones that are out there. Find something that fits you and follow along with theirs, and just make sure you subscribe to those channels. Make sure you keep the content coming. It'll help you along the way. So go back and watch my experts video to make sure you're staying in touch with the right experts. All right, sometimes patience is a virtue, but I'm ready to get this steak going. So this is a little over 600 degrees right now. It's definitely in that searing stage. We are ready to go. All right, I got my T-bone on. As I put this down, one of the reminder videos that I wanted you to go back to and watch is our day 4 video. One of the most important things to keep in mind and keep understanding is your why. What is your why? So if you missed that video, go back and watch that one. We're all doing this for a reason. Some of it's healing. Some of you may have just turned onto the carnivore diet because you heard, oh wow, I can lose a bunch of weight real quick. And though that may be true, there are so many other benefits to eating carnivore. Just wanted to remind you of that one. That's a really good video to start, and go back and make sure you recall, if you ever question your motivation, what's your why? Why are you doing this? All right, we're getting that good flame on there. That's what I want to see. I'm going to go ahead and give her a flip. Yep, we're starting to get some of that char. I'm going to flip it back the other way here in a minute. Before I do that, I want to get that, see that flame on there? I want that flame. Good stuff. I'm not going to leave it on there too long, just a little bit to sear both sides. If you've got some funny comments about, what, you're only eating meat, no veg? You might want to go back and revisit our day 7 video on what to say to the others. There's some tips in there. If you missed that video, go back and check that one out. As I said before, I'm really just experimenting with this. I want good hot heat. I'm trying to get a char on the outside. See if you can see that. Get a good char on there. But I want it rare in the middle. I'm worried I'm overcooking it, so I'm not going to cook it much longer. I don't want to overcook it. Want to know how to cook a steak to perfection? Make sure you have one of these. Get yourself an instant read thermometer. Make sure you're temping it. Watch that temperature. See, I know we're still rare in there, which is good. That's what I want to see. Still looking good there. I'm probably going to pull this off soon. I want mine rare. If you want medium rare, you're looking for 130. If you've never cooked a T-bone before, that T-bone that's in the middle there, you've got a fillet on this side, you've got a New York strip on this side. Do you know that? Another super important tip that I learned early on: when you're done cooking your steak, let it rest. Get yourself, if you don't have one of these, get yourself a nice wire rack like that you can rest it on. It's very important to let it rest, let the juices absorb back into the meat. If you throw this on to a cutting board and immediately start cutting it, your juices are going to start running out everywhere. By the way, you like my Healing Humanity cutting board? We will soon have those for sale on our website. One of my favorite video series is Dr. Baker, where he sits there and he cuts the steak. If you haven't seen those, I'll put a few in here next door. While somebody else is showing their video, he just munches on a steak. So I'll probably do that impression while I show a few more tips and tricks over here and enjoy my steak. Before we dig in, a couple other reminders. If you didn't see one of my brother's videos called Meal Prep, that was day 13, I believe. Nope, day 12. Go back and watch that video. One of the most important things on the carnivore diet is making sure you're prepared. Have food on hand. That way you're not tempted by anything else. Real important one. Other one, I definitely want you to go back, especially if you're like me, especially if you have sugar cravings. Pretty sure you do. We all do. But for me, type 2 diabetic, I needed to figure out how to best get rid of that sugar craving. Day 13 is a great video on that one. I hope you'll go back and watch that one if you missed it. Real important, especially if you're diabetic. One more tip before, you probably didn't see me seasoning that. I like to finish with a little Malden's sea salt. I'll take my salt, top that on there just before I'm about to eat. It starts melting into the steak. Put a little bit around the cutting board. Thank you, Kerry, man. I'll dip my piece of steak in that. Delicious. Make sure you have some salt. Getting ready to dig in. Before I do, I want to make sure I have plenty of fat. When you're eating a leaner cut of steak, T-bone is New York strip and filet, both pretty lean. I like to add some additional fat. This is Kirkland's grass-fed butter you can get at Costco. I love this stuff. Kerrygold's another great one. Get yourself some good salted butter. Make sure you're eating that with the steak. So again, we appreciate you so much for watching these videos. Really, really have been difficult, but a lot of fun to do, and I'm excited about it. Before I start digging into this delicious steak, I have a dog, Clara, who you may have seen in some of my other videos. She's kind of spoiled. She usually gets the bone. Clara, get your bone. She loves those bones.
Are you ready for it? I was a robber, first time that he saw me, stealing hearts and running off and never saying sorry. But if I'm a thief, then he can join the heist and we'll move to an island, and he can be my jailer. Birth into this tailor. Every love I've known in comparison is a failure. I forget their names now. I'm so very tame now. Never be the same now. No, I see how this is gonna go. Touch me and you'll never be alone. Island breeze and lights down low. No one has to know. No one has to know. In the middle of the night.
Starts searching online for solutions. Try the carnivore diet for my anxiety. 3 to 4 pounds of fatty meat per day, mostly pork and beef. This was dairy-free, no plants. He started to improve by week 3. By week 6, his score was 0 on all his depression and anxiety scales. He had no symptoms, not just of those recent extreme symptoms that he was experiencing, but the symptoms that went back his entire life that had never completely resolved before. I've never felt this well in my entire life. This is the power of these strategies, is they don't just reduce symptoms a little bit. They actually have the power to heal the underlying problem in ways that, I mean, this is a phrase I've heard so many times. I feel better than I've ever felt in my entire life. You don't hear that when you prescribe medications for people generally.
Can't even build muscle without carbohydrates. Y'all keep claiming this protein thing.
Carbohydrates build muscle.
And it's really carbohydrates and not protein that build muscle. I mean, these are scientific facts, y'all. You need a carbohydrate bond to build muscle. And what build muscles are full of water. That's why when they hard, but you can see them, it's kind of squishy because it's water that's really building up that's attaching to that carboxylic strand. These are facts. So the first essential nutrients is automatically going to be carbohydrates. And the reason why is because carbohydrates is mixed with carbon, which is what you made of, because you're a carbon copy vehicle. You're made of melanin, and then you're made of water, H3O2 and H3O and H2O, which is water. So your 2 essential things that you need for basic survival is in your fruits, which is a carbohydrate. See how simple that is? Because it comes with it comes with a hydrogenated carbon. If you think about it, go ahead and read that.
To effectively build muscle, most experts recommended consuming around 8 to 10 grams of carbohydrates per kilogram of body weight per day, with the higher end being suitable for individuals with high training volume. This provides...
So the more you train, or the more you strength train,
yes,
you need more carbohydrates,
yes,
not protein.
Right.
Because carbohydrates is really what builds muscle fiber and tissue breakdown and regenerate those muscle fibers and tissue build up.
And it provides the necessary energy to fuel your intense workout and support muscle recovery.
As I get ready to take my last bite, 2 years, still love a steak almost every day. Absolutely incredible. Beef, butter, bacon, eggs. I don't seem to go wrong. It's fantastic. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.